No, I said we weren't recording already. I asked you to come over here and hit recording so we can get going.
No, but if you like, don't flop.
I'll plop in whatever chair.
I'm telling you, dude, the back legs of these chairs are going. Like, no joke.
Oh yeah, your microphone. That's important.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're good, dude. We're ready.
We're starting the show?
Yeah.
Welcome to Try Hard number
62.
Yeah.
Hey.
62. How about you?
All right. Sounds good. Hey, everybody. Welcome out to Try Hard 62. The week of Christmas, 2017. How fun is this when we look back and we say, wow, we were so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's
young.
gonna be good. In 3, 4, 5 years when Game Attack is conquering all comers and, or we've burned out in a year.
and
One of the
Stay
two.
tuned. Better to burn out than fade away.
We'll see. Oh, yeah.
We were talking. I asked you this a while ago. It was like, Craig, what would it be like going to a job interview after being a business owner of a business that faded out? And you were like, the first thing I'd ask is, what happened to your business?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boland's like, I don't know, I want to go work at a movie theater, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
what are you talking about?
Could you imagine like going to a movie theater like, I owned a YouTube business.
Yeah.
The movie theater manager would be like,
Cool.
Yeah, so did my 6-year-old. What's up?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like that'll be.
That's the best thing about running something online is people just don't even take it seriously, like it's a real
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, so you play video games?
Well, it's a generational
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
I think more
just
so.
in general, I wouldn't even say it's a generational thing. I would say that I talk to guys my age. I talked to a guy. I saw a guy I knew in high school at GameStop this weekend. GameStop, yeah. And I was like, hey man, what do you do? Like, what have you been up to? Hunter Ross, and free plug for Hunter Ross, who does flooring in the Dallas
nice.
Fort Worth area. He goes, I run a flooring store or a flooring company. Oh, cool, man. Make sure you give me a card. Well, what do you do? Well, I work on YouTube for a living, and we run a channel. I've been doing it for a long time. He's like, oh yeah, cool. It's like it's just kind of like total
Cool.
dismissive,
Yeah.
totally dismissive.
If I ever had to go work for somebody, I think, to be honest, I think my resume would be absolutely stellar and overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think
you
I
might
would.
seem too overqualified for the job.
Yeah. I think instead of just saying I work on YouTube, I would hit them over the head with so much.
Oh, sure.
That I can do that they would just be like, like they would seize out and
Is that them
accidentally
handing
hire
you the
me.
job?
Yeah.
What always
Yeah.
drove me nuts was you're talking about like people not taking like internet businesses seriously.
Sure.
What always drove me nuts is when like most people, especially in the United States, love to go to the movies, or watch shows where actors act. And yet there's a lot of people who still think becoming an actor is a stupid, non-viable dream.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bitch, you fucking watch actors all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just because
So
the
violent.
success
It's
rate.
so
why are you so
frustrating.
mad?
It's because it's not stable, honey.
Because-
you don't know where you're going.
Because
in
they're
that.
all hypocrites. They're like, oh,
They-
we're
they-
going to support these actors by watching their shows and their movies. But, son, don't be a fucking actor. Get a fucking life. It's like,
It's because they don't want you to fail.
They're out to get you in Hollywood,
But
baby.
there's a ton of things. There's a ton of things that you do on a day-to-day basis that you don't necessarily want. I mean, I'm having trouble thinking of
It's-
some right
it's
now. But
less-
I mean, like if you're going based off of the idea that somebody, like you partake in this all the time, but you don't want to be involved in it. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, that's one of those things where.
no, I'm not saying they themselves personally don't want to be involved in it. It's not so much the people who like, okay, that's cool, but you do realize there's a lot of stuff. It's the people who disrespect the idea of becoming an actor or some other art form that they themselves support. It's like, look, if you don't take this art form seriously, don't support it. It's like someone who would watch, you guys, but then criticize you guys for doing exactly what you do. It's like, oh
That
yeah,
happens
I
every
love
day.
watching. I know, but the people like, say some of your fans are like, oh, I love watching you guys every day. But I don't like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing with
Yeah.
your lives?
It's-
get that
it's
every
that
day.
Yeah, I was
mentality.
like, that's
Like,
pretty accurate. of
It's
some of our
every day. Yeah.
Well, then they should look at themselves and be like, if I
Oh,
don't
they
take this
should
serious-
go fuck off. Yeah.
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 They should look at themselves and be like, well, if I don't think these guys are, what they're doing with the time is worthwhile, why am I supporting it?
Yeah, why do
I
like,
care about watching
It's the same thing as like he's kind of saying like, you see a thumbnail and title that's clickbait, and then you click it and you're supporting it, and then you comment that it's trash. It's like, But yeah, John, those people can just go fuck right off.
Yeah.
They can jump off a cliff and break their legs and then get gangrene and just rot right there.
Ooh,
Anyways.
trench foot.
I don't think you're so angry about it.
It's been a thing that's been on my mind for most of my life. It's just like I can't stand people who are like, "Why are you doing that?" It's like,
You know what I'm pissed
bitch, you just
about?
watched a movie.
And you loved it.
And this is a different topic, but they're changing the word freshman.
Oh yeah, the first years.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Let me let everybody know this episode of the Tribe Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Stitch Fix and Felix Gray. We'll make sure to talk about them here in just a little bit, but they support us, so please support them. And for the love of God, help John get through his pain. All right, so they're changing. I'm sorry.
They're
what?
changing the word
what
freshman.
hey, before we go anywhere, what made you come to this topic and what we were talking about?
Now John was pissed. I figured I'd find something I'm pissed about. That pisses me off quite well.
Okay.
What I mean,
Okay, so what's happening?
people were offended by the word freshman.
Why?
Because it has the word man in it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the reason.
And now, to accommodate everyone's pussy-ass feelings, they're first years or something like that.
So I got this story pulled up. It's a Massachusetts school ditches term freshman to be more gender inclusive. Ninth graders are typically called freshmen, but one Massachusetts school wants to ditch the term to attempt to be more gender inclusive. East Hampton High School is asking students and officials to replace with first-year students. A move recommended by Gender and Sexuality Alliance Group at the school. After the organization looked through the handbook, it identified titles that were more gender neutral, including the first-year students. That's incorrect because they're technically ninth-year students.
Yeah. I would call them fresh meat. That's gender inclusive.
Fresh meat?
Yeah.
I think that's.
I thought it would be a bullying thing, honestly. Like the I wasn't even
Freshman, like
oh
that.
yeah, freshman.
That's not. Yeah, that's not like bad.
It says
kind of
students
bullying.
aren't banned from using the word freshman. The school hopes to create awareness about gender equality.
As long as
I
they don't,
love-
as long as they don't ban, like you can't call a freshman. Like that, if they tried to do that,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty stupid. Like,
I love the idea of raising awareness for something. I love it. Right?
I think that's sarcastic, but go on.
Oh man, do I love it! The sarcasm is just bleeding
Yeah.
out of me right now. No, the idea of raising awareness for hey, we want to raise awareness for cancer. Okay, like
nobody knows about it?
We
Yeah.
want to raise awareness for cancer research.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying we should be researching cancer solution? Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We want to raise awareness for it's like. If you're
Some
truly
things-
raising awareness for something,
Which some things do genuinely need awareness for. Like there are some issues that aren't talked about or not known by a vast majority of people.
Yeah.
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
for sure. But like,
Cancer?
I love the high high
tier
fruit up
support
here.
group. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like, hey, we want to raise awareness for AIDS.
Yeah.
We want to raise awareness for
One, you're
the
a little late to
Republican
the
or
party.
Democratic or Green Party or whatever fucking just like we want to raise awareness for this. It's like, okay, I'm clearly aware of it. Like I the NFL though is tops my list of
Oh yeah,
like
the NFL. There's fucking sexist shit.
oh
Like,
yeah
God.
we want to raise awareness of our military.
Do we have one?
Yeah, it's like, oh,
I didn't know.
Like, it's just one of those things where you go. Well,
I think the cancer thing in the NFL is the worst.
oh,
Like,
it's such a joke.
that's the.
Now they scaled it back in the last few years.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
Once people
still-
started finding out that the CEOs, Susan G. Komen, whatever, making
Raking
Fucking-
in the money.
but whatever.
10-figure salary, fucking sexist shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so don't call them freshmen anymore.
Yeah, don't call them freshmen, I guess.
All right, whatever.
I get
Like,
it.
so-
It's sign of times.
So you can't go be like, "What's up, guys?"
Mm-mm.
To a group of people.
Yeah, you're not including.
What's
the
up,
Well,
women.
people?
it's been like that forever. There's always been
So,
sticklers
same
in
with
the
freshmen.
What's that?
It's freshmen's been like that forever too.
What's that?
You can't just call. You can't walk up to people and be like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, you can. It's
No, you
just a
can't.
school wiping it from their.
Surely you can't. Because
It's just
it's been like
easy.
that forever.
It's just a school wiping it for the vernacular. That's just the school doing that.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah,
It's
but
silly.
they also made the statement that they're not banning it. So
yeah,
they're
and that's
not-
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
It's not like you're gonna get in trouble for saying freshman.
no, whatever. It is what it is.
You know what? Why? Like, this sounds like really assholeish. I don't mean it assholeish at all. I really don't. But like, what about the word woman
Whoa, man.
or
Is that what you
women?
mean?
Women.
That's a great question.
Do you think that'll ever?
Change.
Yeah, like that.
Female?
To like
You
what?
can't do that because that's got fee in for the male.
I don't
but
know.
that's just the English language.
Yeah,
It's,
but who made that? A man.
uh,
I'm just.
a whole
Let's go down the rabbit
society.
hole here.
I know.
Yeah. I know.
Look,
I'm-
and, to be clear, I understand this is 4 white guys sitting on a couch talking about it.
Yeah.
Right? I want to be really clear about that, right?
No. I'm just curious. Like, I wonder if that will ever be a thing.
If
And
it ever escalates.
Yeah.
To that level, I'm sure.
who knows?
I don't know.
Now it's man and Borg.
Borg. Borg.
I don't know.
Think about all the song. Think about all the love songs. Borg. Eyes are so pretty. That's Borg. It's like,
Yeah, it. We'll see. I think there's going to be terms that are used today, like, so I've been watching a couple '80s films, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, there's some things that they say you just go, ooh, but at the
Yeah.
same time you go, why do you go? Because everyone tells you to go, whatever it's said,
Oh yeah, same with
it's not. The thing is, it's not even everybody. It's like a vocal minority who's like,
right. No, same with
you know?
Police Academy. I was laughing my ass off, and I was like, "This shit would not fly today," but it is
No,
funny as
you
hell.
can't- you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well, there's-
fascinating because go ahead, John.
There's some things that you, hopefully, throughout all time, get cringeworthy at. Like in Kickboxer, when his brother basically sexually harasses the nurse.
yeah.
He like doesn't just like smack her ass, like squeezes her ass and goes, and it's like, cool. I want him to be dead now. Like what a creep. Like this, like Kurt Slade is like
Sloan John.
Kurt Sloan. Sorry,
That's cool,
is
dude.
is like there's that writer Kurt Slater or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, like doing like everything he fucking can to like avenge his brother, and then here's his brother just being a dickhead. Like the whole movie is like, look at that tip that shit. Like I never liked his brother throughout that whole film.
Yeah.
Like-
But he still loves his brother.
Yeah,
So
because family.
The brothers.
So we've talked about I've talked about this many times where Kristen will have friends on at night, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was watching last night.
The show, not just like friends on her screen.
She watches Friends on Netflix.
Home movies. Here's all my
And
Here's all my
videos.
friends.
in it, I was watching one last night, and Joey was talking to Rachel. I guess Rachel had some sort of diary, and this is 1999,
Yeah.
right?
I went to that set when I was in Burbank.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun
Anyways.
time. So I guess Rachel got it was like her sexual fantasies or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And Joey read it, and he was giving her a really hard time about it, right? And he was like dressing up like the people that were in her fantasies, and he's talking about like, he's like, she said something. He's like, well, I would do that, but I want to take you through a barn and ravage you hard or something like that.
Uh-huh.
That's something that she says in her thing. And he's like laying it on pretty thick, and she's like, I'm tired of your sleazy, whatever, blah, 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 always trying to get in my pants, whatever. It's one of those things where it's like, what is that? Like, when did coming on to a woman become a bad thing? And I don't know if Joey is being sleazy in that instance, or is like, if he's just being friendly, sexual friendly, I guess is the best way, because they're clearly like excellent friends. They're like
Right.
like best friends in the
Right.
and he's just
Okay,
like he's giving her a hard time.
is this like when they were living together, or is this?
They were in Joey's apartment together. And,
Okay, so was
she-
this when he was like
I don't know.
actually attracted to her, or was?
No, I think it's when they're friends, because she's like, fine, let's do it, let's go right now. I want you to ride it.
Yeah, and then
hard,
she weirds him out.
And he's like, oh, okay, no, thanks, you're scaring me, type of thing.
Yeah.
But like the term sleazy, right? Because there was a time where you could be like, you're so sleazy, and you're talking about guy coming onto a girl or a girl coming onto a guy, and it was almost like a comical thing. Like I said, I watch these like 80s shows and like 80s movies and stuff, and you'll see a guy say something or
I'll tell you what,
inappropriate.
it always has been, Craig. It's
No,
just,
yeah,
it's
it's
just,
always
it's
been
just,
creepy.
it's always
Yeah.
been like that. It's just, it's just culturally.
Sleazy has never been comical
No.
to me.
Oh,
It's
well.
always been
Well, like
gross.
it's you're like when has it not been okay for guys to like come on to women and stuff? Like it's never been okay to be sleazy around women. It's just now women are like, hey, it's not okay for you to be sleazy around me.
I want to be clear, right? I'm not at no point did I say it's okay to be sleazy around
I
women.
know.
You said
Right?
at what point though?
Well, no,
Did it
but
become a
I'm
thing?
saying in media in particular. In media, like it was one of those things where like I feel like in the last probably decade, really since social media, like the way in media you see a lot of people act. I don't think a lot of the scenes that they had with Friends, the sexual tension that you see between a lot of the characters in Friends, could be pulled off today because it would be seen as Joey making unwanted advances on Rachel or whatever, whatever it may, it's something along those
Plus,
lines.
you can't really flirt with a woman anymore unless she likes it. Otherwise, it's sexual harassment.
There's a difference
plenty
between
of-
flirting and coming on to a girl and being sleazy.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
to everyone. Some people just find offense that you would speak any kind of like
Well, then you go,
advancing language to them.
I'm sorry, I'll have a good day,
Right,
and you
yeah.
leave, and
Yeah.
then all they can say is he made one nice, weird comment to me, and then he left, as opposed to he kept coming on to me, he kept creeping me out, he kept
Yeah.
doing this. Like, yes, everyone's gonna be different. That's why you have to keep your eyes open and assess the situation
Yeah.
And then there's like
and read people.
they're playing hard to get, right?
No, that's
I think that's more your cock talking than the girl.
yeah.
But I understand.
I bet you 9 times out of 10 that is.
I'm not talking about a girl. I'm talking about guys. Guys will play hard to get too. Are you kidding me? I played hard to get all the time, all the time, right? Whereas like like all the time when I was in my early 20s. Absolutely, it was just one of those things where it's like it was just one of those things, and like with. I was smart enough to realize that if I was so insecure that I didn't want to talk to girls. Like I had zero interest in talking to girls because I knew that if I got rejected, dude, my fucking heart. Are you kidding me? And that would just bring me down 14 pegs. So like I had no interest in talking to girls. So if I was gonna talk to a girl, I had to know, that they had some sort of interest in me, But I can't even imagine being single today. I can't. Zero. Like I saw.
It's okay.
You probably should know that a girl has some interest in you, and that's like. And when you go to a bar and you say hi, you should listen to what she says in return, and you should see how she acts. Does she open to you? Does she say, and then turn away? Like then you never like.
I'm totally just playing the other side of the coin here,
Uh-huh.
right? But you hear about relationships all the time where people meet and at first they were not friends or they had no interest in each other. And over time, being around each other, maybe one of them just like, okay,
I hear that from old grandparents, and that's pretty much
that
it.
have been married for 60 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's a difference between you fall in love with one of your friends and you're at a bar and you just keep hitting on someone until they succumb.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, there are relationships in our parents' and grandparents' generations where a woman was just like, all right. And then she's with this guy for 60 years.
But not necessarily.
That's how my mom
some
and
of them
dad
are.
met. Like, my mom got so tired of my dad advancing on her that she married him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because she was, like, uncomfortable and beaten down, and my dad was a piece of shit. And, like, he kept advancing, and he just wore her down.
Yeah, but I think there are
Merry
a lot.
Christmas, everyone.
Well, I think there's a lot of relationships though that they're made out of, like, people say, "I'll love at first sight." Not necessarily. Like I think it's one of those things where over time.
Can be.
Yeah, no, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I
basically
think
how my parents were. I mean,
but
Yeah.
I think that 90% plus that's not a thing. When I saw Kristen for the first time, I wasn't like love at first sight. It was one of those things where we got to know each other over time because we talked to each other casually, and it was like, okay, well, let's go on a date, and over time it happened.
Yeah, okay, so my question here, I think, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say here. When you decided, when you realized you liked Kristen, when you were friends still, and you wanted to go on a date with her, did you spend days upon weeks, like, sexually harassing her until she said yes?
No.
I'm told this is totally hypothetical on this plan. I know you didn't. I'm assuming you didn't.
We know.
But the point I'm making, okay, did you ask her and she said yes or something?
Yeah, because I knew she was going to say yes because we had established a relationship.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Like, you had established the relationship and you could tell when she was comfortable or uncomfortable about it. in advance.
Dude. Like once again, I'm not condoning.
I know
this
you're not
at all.
condoning. I'm just trying to find what you're trying to say here.
I mean, have you guys are you guys so naive that you've never seen a girl play hard to get ever?
No,
Like,
I've
ever?
seen girls play hard to get, and I've been let on quite a lot, like to my own embarrassment.
Yeah.
I've taken girls on dates and they go, "This was a date." It's like, I thought we were on the same page here. I guess not. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, like I dressed nice, picked her up, go to a movie, took her out to dinner, like, and then she's like, "Oh, I didn't know this was a date." It's like, we've been like
this was
flirting for
free
like
food.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
But of course, once it was out in the open that like I was dumb, like I didn't advance anymore because obviously she didn't want it that way, you know. So
Well, you obviously weren't advancing hard enough because she clearly didn't see.
I guess I wasn't. Either
Yeah,
way,
I don't know.
like point I'm making though is, yeah, like you were there reading the cues, and like I think the hard to get play is a tricky one because either if you're just totally like nonchalant and like I don't give a fuck, then you're gonna be confusing, whatever gender you are, whatever position you're in the relationship with whoever you're playing hard to get with. But I think there is a way to play hard to get where you're still flirtatious
Sure, there is.
and being like, look, I like you, but I want to see you try a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not my personal style, but whatever.
No, for sure. But I think that if anybody here on this couch, anybody here watching has ever not seen somebody play hard to get, they're fooling themselves because that happens all the time,
Yeah.
every day, constantly. And at what point does it cross hard to get to assaulting?
I think
You
if the
know?
person playing hard to get is like, look, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Well, sure,
Then
of
Yeah, I
that's
course.
think
like,
you just
okay.
gotta read the cues.
Of course.
correctly.
Like if there's a
Yeah,
line in the
yeah.
sand, yeah, of course. But at the same time, if it's like, if there's it's just kind of like, they're popping in and popping out, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like,
And
like,
there have
just
been
teasing
times
you, yeah. I
when
mean,
I had thought a girl was playing hard to get, and she wasn't. She just didn't know how to say, hey, like, I'm not into you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Dude,
sometimes
listen, I've
they're in
been
an
there
awkward
too.
situation. Yeah.
I've been there too. I've been on the other side of it too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just like I said, 4 white dudes on a couch talking. We should
No, of
probably have at least one girl in here talking. So
Yeah.
That would be
but whatever. I
conversation.
want to let you know this episode of the Tryhard Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Felix Gray. Felix Gray, they are awesome. No matter what you do for work, chances are you're staring at a phone or computer a lot. Our eyes were not meant to be staring at screens all day. Dryness, migraines, and blurry vision are just a few of the reasons why you need to protect your eyes. And now you can do so by looking great with a pair of computer glasses from Felix Gray. True story. Last night before we were streaming, I had my Felix Gray glasses on. I popped them on about 15 minutes before we get going because I'm going to be looking at my computer. And I walked out, gave my wife a kiss.
And she said, "Damn, you look good."
She said, "Honey, I want to let you know if you ever have to wear glasses, you're going to look fine as hell." And I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, you look great in those." And she said, they're a little more shiny than regular glasses. I said, "Yes, that's because it's blocking all the blue light coming off my computer screen." But yeah, like I'd never worn glasses before, but you know what? She likes them, which is great. So Felix Gray lenses are specifically designed to filter blue light and eliminate glare from screens, which are two of the main culprits behind digital eye strain. Their glasses have blue light filtering technology embedded into the lenses, so they remain effective without the telltale yellow tint or color distortion of other blue light filtering glasses. You guys see me playing with them every single night when we play Battlegrounds or streaming at night. I love them. I have not had a single headache since I started wearing them. I highly recommend them if you are at work or at if you just play a lot of games, even if you're just staring at your TV instead of staring at a computer, if you're just watching Tryhard or Game Attack videos, I strongly suggest picking up a pair of Felix Gray glasses. They're available in both non-prescription and reading lenses, but I hear prescription is coming soon. We'll
Can't
see.
wait.
And once that happens, bowling is going to flip. It's going to be good. Give your eyes the break they deserve. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/tryhard to try a pair of Felix Gray computer glasses and discover a smarter way to work. That's felixgrayglasses.com/tryhard. felixgrayglasses.com/tryhard. Thank you very much, guys. Once again, they support us, so please support them. So you want to talk about Star Wars or something?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars and shit.
Yeah?
Hi, Craig. Did you see it?
No, I haven't yet. But
Are you making an effort to not see
but-
it?
No, I was going to see it this week, but
Okay.
we're recording early this week, or I guess we're recording on. Just so you know, we're now recording 4 days in advance, so hopefully our topics are more evergreen than ever.
Yes. Yes.
Star
Yes.
Wars will be out for 8 months. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what specifically do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the fandom in most fandoms because
Oh, you saw? Is this based off the tweet you saw?
yeah.
Okay.
So there was this tweet that went out, and it was like the 7 levels of fandom.
Did you retweet
of
it?
toxic fandom? Yeah, I retweeted it.
For Star Wars or in
Yeah, I
general?
think it was probably in response to the Star Wars
Okay.
backlash. That
You want me
we've
to read
seen.
it?
Yeah, read it.
Toxic stages of toxic fandom. Number 1, I love this. Number 2, I own this. Number 3, I control this. Number 4, I can't control this. Number 5, I hate this. Number 6, I must destroy this. Those are the 6 the stages of toxic fandom.
Yep.
Okay.
And goddamn, every single tweet that like either Battlefront puts out for Star Wars Battlefront, or Disney puts out about Star Wars, or Star Wars puts out about Star Wars, just click it and look at the replies. It's like, yeah, your movie sucks dick. You know, it's like that's like that is what the fandom's doing.
Yeah.
And my
I
God,
thought it was okay.
I
It's
thought
not
it was
my
awesome.
favorite by any means.
Yeah, that
But
was great.
there were
It's
some
hard to
issues
talk
I had with
specifically
it.
about like, the backlash to this one particular film without going into the reasons they're. Going
So
to backlash.
basically, here's what happened. Like the Star Wars Episode 7 put out all these questions, okay? And for 2 years, fans have been like, "Oh, maybe it's this, with their fan theories and like they've been talking about message boards and stuff. Every single question that that 7 poses, this one like literally like slam dunks it in the trash can and is like, "Go fuck yourself." Like it's like, "Go fuck yourself. We're taking this like in an entirely different
Yeah.
Star Wars direction." Like there's some moments that like Star Wars has been building up to for years, and the movie's just like whatever, fuck
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
it's no
whatever.
big deal. Like
Yeah.
and so like
I saw some tweet that was like, I got mad I was mad because it didn't
once
feel like
again,
a Star Wars movie, and I
Okay,
was
yeah.
like, you've had 7
Yeah.
other movies of Star Wars movies,
And, like-
and it wasn't bad that it was different. I just people were like upset because it wasn't what they were expecting to jerk off to.
Yeah.
So it was like, a little change.
there was legit probably 6 or 7 moments in the movie where a fan was probably like, "That's not how I wanted it to be."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like legit, like big like moments that will change the course of like any movies from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like without getting into spoilers, 2 things. Like one, like some of the things in the story like were set up. Like how else was Ryan Johnson supposed to write that? Despite people.
So you got this new guy, Ryan Johnson, who wrote and directed it. Okay,
Yeah.
he made an indie film called Brick a while ago that like put him on the map. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Spielberg saw it and
He
was
made
like, "Oh, this
Looper
Ryan Johnson guy."
stuff and
Like
what hap-
Wait,
real
Brick
quick-
was it? Oh, no.
Real quick, what happened to J.J. Abrams? Didn't he do 7?
he did
7?
1 and he's coming back for
9.
for 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
So and they got it real quick. Does he write 9?
I don't know who writes 9.
Like how does that work? Because because he wrote 7.
JJ didn't write 7.
Oh, he didn't.
No, he just directed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lawrence Kasdan had written 7, who wrote Raiders and all the other
Yeah.
Star Wars with Lucas.
Okay.
But the other point is like, we've had 7 movies. Do you want the same goddamn thing?
But the thing is, they do.
I know it's
Yeah.
frustrating though because like it's 7 movies.
I know. And in
Actually,
7,
8.
the
You got
the
Rogue
most
One.
frustrating part for me is in
True.
7, everyone like, you got all the same fans that are mad now are like, 7's so similar to all the other ones. Fuck you. Like, Raise a Mary Sue. Like, it ends the same way. It's the same as Star Wars New Hope. This one comes out and just like is like
Everyone's
Completely
like, I hope
different.
it's not the same as Empire. Guess what? It's not the same as Empire Strikes Back.
and then they're like,
it's not the same as Empire. Like you'd never be happy. Like,
Real
Yeah.
quick. Speaking of this,
yeah.
I just want to. You talking about having 7 of the same things? Just put a pin in your mind about this discussion in about 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
continue.
But yeah, I think then that tweet sums it up perfectly. It's like fans think they own Star Wars. Every single one of them thinks that like their version is better. But it doesn't belong
work.
to it doesn't belong to them. And if I guarantee if they did make it, like it would be very if Star Wars fans made Star Wars, which they are making Star Wars right now.
Kind
like
of,
Ryan
yeah.
Johnson is a Star Wars fan.
Like
Like
he went to
Yeah.
the same college as George Lucas because of Star Wars.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if these whiny heinies on the internet made Star Wars, it would be 2 hours of those tiny George Lucas changes to the original trilogy that everyone hates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it
I
would
feel
be
like there should be a Star Wars like. What we should do. This would be such a phenomenal series, right? Such a great TV show. Is if you took some of the most outspoken critics of just put IP, whatever it is, Star Wars, whatever, that were just so upset about it. And Star Wars came to them and be like, okay, let's make a show. And then they made a reality show, and they gave them all like the opportunity to correct whatever it is they wanted to make.
Yeah, and they're just like, it's just a 22-minute time block of fans going like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
It's so much harder than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's so much harder than I thought it would be to create. Like,
Yeah. But like, they're like, oh, we want all practical effects, and we want Leia to have a lightsaber that stabs Darth Maul in the face. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You're good. You're good.
But you know what I'm saying. Just
time
whatever.
travel.
But that's they want time travel. They want warp in between this because it's just stupid.
And what happens is like what I've seen happen is that, in their hate, they pointed out like small plot holes. Like small ones, okay? There are far bigger plot holes in the movies that they hold to be perfect. They're not talking about those, but like they are taking these plot holes and they are fisting them and spreading them out to be so much larger than they are, and like to disenfranchise the movie. Of course, there's a petition online that's like,
hey, someone's upset.
Yeah, wipe this from the canon. Like J.J. Abrams' movie in Episode 7 was so much better, even though there's another petition out there that says J.J. Abrams shouldn't be directing 9 because of how shitty he was in 7.
And like it's episode 8 of 9. Like, guys, there's gonna be
not of
another.
9.
It's the last one. It's the last movie ever, John.
No, I'm just saying. Of this particular trilogy of Star Wars 7, 8, and 9, like, guys, there's another one coming to possibly answer some of the questions that were dropped or now raised in episode 8.
This is from 2015. Headline: Disney will release a new Star Wars movie every year for as long as it can.
But not every single one of those is going to be part of the Skywalker 9 trilogy.
But you know what? It will like there will be a 10, 11, 12, 14, 73. Like there will be that.
I bet it'll go to 12 at least.
No, listen. Disney did not acquire Star Wars for $4 billion to stop at 12.
No, but I'm saying 12, but they're also making a Han Solo movie that doesn't count.
Of course.
And they're going to make like they could make like a Old Council, Old Republic Jedi trilogy that's like not part of the Skywalker. Like that's not part of
Sure. They could go anywhere.
But that's
they
what I'm
want.
saying. I think they'll make 12 of this.
As long as it's in the Star Wars universe and has a lightsaber somewhere, they're going to be fine.
Yeah. They could make a trilogy without lightsabers.
They could.
Yeah.
They could. Like they could.
Cool. We were talking about this at the house. We're like, man, what if Infinity War and Star Wars 9 came out at the same time? You got to watch them battle it out in the box office, and then my friend goes, yeah, and just Disney just sits there and rings it all in because they own both.
I also saw a lot of critiques. Like, it's funny. Like, I thought it was funny. But like a word I saw a lot from the Star Wars haters was the word cringe. Yeah. So many cringy, funny moments. They try to be too much like Marvel.
Yeah, I didn't
and
think
it's just
so.
like,
God. Go watch 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, and
There's
like
so many bad jokes in those.
This goes back to me talking about Indiana Jones again. Like, dude, 4 was 1, 2, and 3. It was whatever. Okay, I'm sorry. Just had to bring it back. Yeah.
What?
Okay, cringe man.
Okay.
All right, cringe.
What do you mean?
Cringe Indiana Jones guy.
this is Ants.
Okay, Indiana Jones
4 is
guy.
not a well-produced
Okay,
film.
Indiana Jones guy.
Last Jedi is a well-produced film.
All right, Indiana Jones guy.
He's
You talking about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
It was an Indiana Jones movie.
Stop. I'm not gonna give him the pleasure he deserves.
Everything he's talking about, he's the same for Indiana Jones though. Everything.
Because
it's so cringe.
Yeah. Am I saying if they make a 5th Indiana Jones, I'm never gonna watch it? Could you imagine? That's what I've seen. I've seen that a lot too. Like, I don't even know if I want to see Episode 9.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's just like, you're gonna throw away. Like, what's the math? 77 to now. You're going to throw away 40 years of love for a Star Wars film?
No, really, these are like the mid-30 guys who grew up on it, and like they're, it was part of their childhood. Because the guys who have been the 45, the guys who have been with this since they were kids when they were 40 in 77 or whatever,
Yeah.
let's say they're 4 or 5, let's say they're
they're 50.
Yeah, 50 right
Yeah.
now. Like they're not the ones online going, cringe.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Dude,
Yeah,
they're-
some of them are.
Yeah, well,
not-
sure,
Chad
sure.
James
There's-
really doesn't like the film.
Well, who was that?
Chad James doesn't like the film at all.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's several comic book guys out there who they're like that, but they're once again vocal minority.
See, I think I watched them in the right order because I watched I saw one on VHS because we had it at home, like Phantom Menace #1,
Uh-huh.
and then I watched 2 in the theaters, and then 3 in the theaters, and then I went back and watched 4, 5, and
That's
6.
how Lucas wants you to watch it.
Yeah.
And
1
it was
through 6.
very good, and I had no problem with the prequels.
You
Like-
shouldn't.
like-
Your generation should not have any problem with the prequels.
Yeah.
Like
They're fantastic.
Like
Especially-
we are gonna think that you're wrong, but that's another thing. Is I wrote about this in Boland's Game Club. Is that like our generation is so selfish that by saying like a lot of it's like, oh, you ruined my childhood, Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
I was writing about how like
I can't stand that phrase.
yeah, I know, it's pathetic. Straight up, it is pathetic. Okay. So like you got Ninja Turtles, and now like say your daughters, like they're gonna love the Ghostbusters movie, as they're growing up, maybe, like
The new one, you mean?
yeah, the new one. They're
Yeah.
gonna love Ninja Turtles that's
Yeah,
out right
the new
now.
one. Of
They're,
course.
they're gonna they would like the Star Wars prequels way more than the old ones, because they
look better.
Yeah, because they
From
look
that-
better.
from that standpoint.
It's just
alone.
like our generation is so selfish to say you ruined my childhood, while the things we hate are inspiring the next generation of
Yeah.
people that are going to
And
create
even that idea
for
that
us.
like something
Yeah.
can ruin your childhood. It's not like you found out that Michelangelo was a child rapist.
I know,
Right.
yeah, I know.
Like-
it's not like your cool uncle. I use this exact example. It's not like you found out a cool uncle of yours was a drug dealer. You know what I mean?
It's a fictional thing that's like that still can have meaning in your childhood the way it was then. Like it doesn't have to, just because someone changed it a little bit in the future doesn't mean like, oh no, the entire franchise is forever ruined. I can't love it anymore. What basis of growing up do I have anymore? It's like, bitch, get a hold of yourself. Like, just go watch the one you liked.
Yeah.
Can I transition over to video games?
Yeah, sure.
On this? So I have a list of the top 10 best selling console games the
of all
year.
time.
Is this where we're doing the pin that we
Yes.
set down?
Yes.
What was the pin for?
Oh, you're
Pulling
about to
it
find out.
Okay.
So these are the top 10
Oh, the same.
best selling games of 2017. This was as of
2017.
2 weeks ago, as of December 16th.
Okay.
The latest list that came out. Okay. And I'm going to go down this list, and I want you to mentally track how many are done by the same publisher.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Activision,
Number 10, Horizon Zero Dawn.
which was Ubisoft.
No, that was Guerrilla Games. That's a
Okay.
brand new IP. There is hope for this list.
Number 9, Injustice 2. Some of these games are shockers.
So that's NetherRealm and
WB.
WB.
Okay. But okay.
Number 8.
Think about the franchises, not the developers.
Well, mainly the publishers, because they're the ones making money too.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number 8, For Honor. A top 10 console game of the year. I had no idea, right?
Cool.
Number 7, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Of course.
Okay.
Still. Number 6, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
What?
Wouldn't have expected
mouthful.
that.
Never would have thought that.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is that?
Ubisoft.
This
Ubisoft,
is
yeah.
selling console games?
This is the list of best-selling games of 2017 so far.
Wow.
Right?
When was this written?
2 weeks ago, December 16th.
God. Okay, keep
Yeah.
going. I am perplexed.
Number 4, Madden NFL 2018.
Okay.
Number 3, NBA 2K18.
Yeah.
Of course.
Number 2, Destiny 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
It's got a good
Bungie
following.
and
And number 1, Call of Duty World War II.
yeah.
For the
Makes sense.
9th consecutive year.
Like
Call of Duty.
Right?
Yeah.
five of the games are franchises we've seen for
Yeah.
years and years and years.
So Call of Duty for the 9th straight year has been the number 1 selling game in the gaming industry. And it like, to me, it seems like Call of Duty's fallen off a cliff.
Besides Grand Theft Auto 5, its debut year.
Yeah. I think.
I don't know. That's what this is what
Yeah.
Activision says.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, but Activision says that, they're the whatever number 1 blah 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 for 9 straight years. But yeah, it's insane to me that these games have number 1. You talk about shoveling the same shit down people's throat with Star Wars, when Call of Duty has been essentially running on the same engine since Call of
Yeah.
Duty World War,
The
Call of Duty Modern
4,
Warfare.
yeah.
the point though I'm trying to make is like I'm not saying that's they obviously have like okay here's a game that works, a game model that works. Let's keep doing that. The fans seem to like it. Let's improve things that improve it. The thing with like Call of Duty though is that like sometimes yes there are sequels that evolve that one game's story, but overall it's always a new story and a new place with a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that stays the same is the gameplay, for the most part. Little things advance to make things more intuitive, whatever.
Mhm.
The thing with Star Wars is that it is a story that has to progress to some new destination.
Sure.
So to always keep a story across 9 films or 12, if there's going to be 12 in the main Skywalker 9 trilogy, whatever the 9 for trilogy is, like you have to progress the story. Like, just imagine like, there wasn't the big reveal in Empire Strikes Back that Vader was Luke's father. Like imagine if Vader was just some guy. Like, okay, cool. So they're just gonna fight him and Return of the Jedi, and that's gonna be it. As opposed to Luke having to develop as a person and struggle with the fact like I might have to kill my father.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Shit.
Yeah, this sucks.
Just imagine that. Like, the story has to progress in a way that challenges the characters and the universe of the story.
Yeah.
And
And
everything.
Last Jedi super challenges every
It kicks
single character.
everybody in the balls. And it's
Yes,
like, how are you
like-
going to deal with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like every single character in The Last Jedi, like even mainstays, it's like
Faces a personal battle.
yes,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
wouldn't have to have faced if it was written
And
by anybody
guess
else.
what? They're going to have to figure it out in the next movie.
Oh my god.
Because
Fuck you,
this is
Ryan
the middle
Johnson,
of
for
a new
challenging
trilogy.
my characters.
Yeah.
But like, think about Star Wars. Think about how many Star Wars battles end with a spaceship fight, an on-foot fight, and a lightsaber fight all at the same time at the end.
We also have a lot of
does,
characters with that, too.
of course, but Phantom Menace does. Attack of the Clones does.
Well, I'm sorry. What are the requirements?
Like lightsaber fight and a spaceship fight.
I think that's every
At least,
movie.
yeah, everyone except for A New Hope and
I think Attack of
Empire.
the Clones, though, like, they focus in on...
they
the-
do focus in. Yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
the-
And
fight.
then motherfucking Force Awakens does as well.
Yeah. So you still got some of that, but it
Yeah.
focused a lot on Rey and Finn and...
Yeah.
So are you
Tyler.
surprised that sorry to bring us back to video games on the list. Are you surprised that Wildlands is
I'm surprised Destiny too, because like it's one of those things where it's like nobody on the internet fucking talks about it, but it's just like
Sean Hines does.
it's what happens. It's what happens. It's what happens when you listen to that vocal minority.
Well,
oh, Ghost Recon's fucking sucks. It's stupid. It's
Hey, it
still
was
more
a fun
shooting.
game.
I
loved
know
that
it was
game.
fun. It
Yeah.
was great.
it was super fun,
Yeah.
yeah, but it was one of those games that people just didn't enjoy watching.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then that makes you think that it's an unsuccessful game when in fact it's outselling.
It sold-
fucking
As of late October, it sold 2.67 million copies.
yeah. That is crazy.
Just so you know, that is solely only console.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
Division did pretty well, didn't it?
Oh, Division did great.
Division did-
So I
Divi-
could see
yeah.
this coming kind of off the heels of that.
Division did 4.5 million copies.
Yeah.
yeah.
I can see this coming off. the
Now
heels
keep in
of
mind,
that.
this is not including Battlegrounds. It's not including Steam.
Right.
Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which-
just consoles.
Yeah, but
Fortnite.
it's just one of those things. Yeah. Well, Fortnite.
I don't know. I mean, I hear a lot of talk about it, but I don't know how much.
It's still relatively new, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Fortnite?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fortnite's huge. It's giant.
Yeah.
It's massive. I mean, the fact that I think that's a better console game than it is a PC game. I think people are more inclined to play it on their console because it's free and it's fun. And it's similar to Battlegrounds, and like the art style lends itself way better to a console game. Whereas Battlegrounds, if you play it on Xbox One, I played one game of that.
How'd that go?
It was gutter trash.
Yeah.
Like gutter trash. Like I was so appreciative of going to play it on PC. It was legitimately like looking at a Nintendo 64 game and a PlayStation 4 game. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It made me want to vomit. Anyways, I found that list. I thought it was really interesting. And
No, totally.
Especially
with
Destiny 2.
I did not
Yeah.
the way people don't.
I see Destiny too, just because of the original fan base.
Yeah.
But the way people don't talk about Call of Duty, I did not think Call of Duty was the best-selling game this year.
Yeah.
And holy
Everyone
shit.
I know that has a console has Call of Duty.
Yeah, it makes
So,
sense. Because
yeah.
and that's the thing that I think a lot of us need to think about is online. like we live in a little bubble. Like
Yeah.
our workspace is this little bubble where people talk a certain way, but outside of that bubble, that is not how people speak, and that's not how people game, right?
Yeah.
Like in the real world, Call of Duty's king, you
Yeah.
know, and online, Call of Duty,
I mean, that's the reason I got a PS3 in the first place. Like
Yeah.
up to like PS2 were, Disney Extreme Skate Adventure and games like that, but like
He loves it. He loves the game.
Oh, so good. But no, yeah, the whole reason I got a PS3 was to play Call of Duty 3 at the time.
That's
And,
fair.
Yeah.
This is an hour ago. Call of Duty World War II has made $1 billion in sales.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Like, they could just, I mean,
Got nothing against them making money.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, and the game's still fun.
Yeah.
It just, when you play it over and over again, I think people play Call of Duty like it's almost like football season, right? They'll play it for 3 months and then they'll put it down and they get excited for the next season.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
just play GTA in the meantime.
yeah. Well,
And I think that's
people,
one of the
yeah.
reasons why they're like, I don't want to say cookie cutter and be one of the vocal minority, but just their similar model across their games works so well because of that. It's like, cool, next season I want something a little fresh, but I still want to be familiar with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, pick any sports game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they have new
2K.
features.
How come they don't do that with real sports? Let's change baseball like every season and just add little
They
things.
take the thing
new
is
players,
in
yeah.
real sports they
Arenas.
do a little bit, but not enough. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Play some baseball with a squash.
Basketball now there's 2 baskets on each side.
You'll be glad to know, Bolin, that Activision also revealed that Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is now the best-selling remastered
Bandaboo.
collection in the PlayStation 4's history.
Correct.
Which I didn't.
I love Crash.
I didn't know there was a category for that.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a remastered.
They made it just
the
for
best-selling
Crash.
remastered collection. How many? Like I want to know how many
are there?
How many
Mega Man,
remastered-
right?
There, I
Don't they have
mean,
the Mega Man Legacy
collections.
collection.
Yeah, I don't
If
know.
we're just talking about collection games.
pretty specific,
Yeah.
but it's the best.
Like I want to let you know that Game Attack is the top purple gaming brand between 100,000 and 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Speaking of remastering,
Hold on, I want real quick.
Oh.
Collections on PS4. I want to see how many gaming collections there are on PlayStation 4. Oh, here they are. The 12 Last of Us remastered,
Okay.
BioShock collection,
That came out this
Metro,
year?
Uncharted Nathan Drake, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, and but Crash Bandicoot would destroy all that stuff.
yeah.
I think it's like here's Crash, and we found others to put in this
Oh,
category.
maybe Call of Duty Modern Warfare, perhaps. I don't know. If
Maybe.
that's,
I never played the remaster,
but that's not a collection.
Yeah.
So whatever. All right. This episode of the Triad Podcast is brought to you by our good friends at Stitch Fix.
Remaster your wardrobe.
Oh, nice one. Tie it in there. That's good. Look, you can tell a guy who has style, and a guy who looks great, confident. He's ready for anything. Look at that. Oh, man, look at that hair. Look at that. Everything he's set up ready to rock. It takes a certain skill set that not a lot of us are born with.
Hey, I'm wearing
What?
merch
Parker looks
today.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Parker looks like sex.
Okay. Stitch Fix is a new way to shop for clothes, and it's unbelievably simple. So you just go to stitchfix.com and answer some questions about your sizes, what styles you like, how much you want to spend, etc., etc. And Stitch Fix has clothes for every guy and his style. And it's not just one type of look. Your personal stylist then reaches out to you and they said, "Hey, we got your preferences. We're gonna see what we got for you. They're gonna send it over your way. Items are delivered right to your door. You try them out, and you pay for only the ones you keep. Just send anything back you don't want. Shipping is free both ways. So you get your fix on demand or sign in to receive a scheduled shipments, which is great. Guys of all shapes, sizes, and budgets agree. Defining your new style starts with Stitch Fix. Try them out today. You got nothing to lose. If you get started now at stitchfix.com/tryhard, you'll also get 25% off and get when you keep all 5 items in your box. That's stitchfix.com/tryhard. Get started today. Stitchfix.com/tryhard.
I'm getting that as part of Christmas. This
Oh,
year.
good.
Yeah.
Man, I hope you wear it on in January on our
I
first
will.
show. It's gonna be good. Or I guess we'll have a
Next
show
week.
after Christmas. Yeah, so that'll
Yeah.
be good. Yeah. Cool. Great. Very good. You want to keep talking about video games? John wanted to talk about Ocean's 8.
Yeah, what about Ocean's 8?
Yeah.
Was
So
that the women's one?
Have you not heard about
Sweet.
this?
No, I mean I heard that. I guess they were making it. Is it like
A
is it
trailer
still
came
in
out
production?
yesterday.
yeah, trailer came out.
I haven't seen it. I
Okay.
want to see it though. It looks good.
It does look really good.
Wait. I like the parking goes. It looks good. He doesn't know. He's never seen a trailer on
I
it.
saw the picture. I was like,
saw
great
the picture.
lineup. It's Oceans. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
You were talking about how Kate Blanchett is like
fucking
one
babe.
of your dream babes.
oh yeah, totally. And like in Thor with the black hair. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Anyways, so no, just the overall topic of because like talking about vocal minorities, there's that vocal minority in this world that's like, oh no, women's remake, you know.
Yeah, with the Ghostbusters thing and,
Yeah.
and that kind of shit.
You can't
the
admit
reason-
that Ghostbusters wasn't good, right? Like overall, as
No,
a
no, no.
movie,
I'm not
it wasn't
defending Ghostbusters.
good.
Hold it. Continue.
Yeah,
All
keep
right.
going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So the reason I didn't go see Ghostbusters is because the new one, obviously,
Uh-huh.
because I didn't think it looked good.
Yeah.
Not because of the women. Obviously, like I think if anyone knows me to any degree, they know I'm not one of those vocal minority assholes who's like,
Yeah.
oh, women, you know.
Yeah, same. I did not see it because
Yeah.
I did not think it looked funny.
Yeah, like you know, like and you know, whatever.
And it was an SNL movie, which is kind of weird. I mean,
Yeah.
all the,
It basically was. Anyways,
Yeah.
and then now we have Ocean's 8 coming out, and like,
Which is extremely confusing.
so
Why?
it is kind of confusing based on the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Because they show, at the end of the trailer, they show she's in a mausoleum and it shows Danny Ocean
Uh-huh.
as like a gravestone.
Which is George Clooney's character, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
So I had to look that up. I was like, okay, I'm confused now. Is this supposed to be somehow Frank Sinatra's Danny Ocean from the original Ocean's 11?
Yeah.
Or is this supposed to be George Clooney?
I
So
thought-
I looked into it. I read an article because it doesn't say on the IMDb page.
Yeah.
But Sandra Bullock's character is Debbie Ocean,
His sister.
who is his estranged sister.
Okay.
Okay, so technically, it's not a remake. It is technically a sequel within the same universe.
Yeah, that's
Good.
Which is cool.
I gathered that from the trailer.
Okay, I was just a little confused.
Uh-huh.
But the point I want to kind of get to overall, that kind of the topic that kind of comes with this is the idea of when I tweeted out the trailer, I was like, this is the estranged sister. It's not a remake. Looks awesome. I mainly put that first sentence in there for the vocal minorities that might have seen my tweet.
You're erasing the men's version by making this woman movie.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify for any uptight person that does see my retweet. That's like, oh, okay, it's not a full-on remake. Forget the men kind of nonsense. But that brings up the point of like, so a lot of people want different ethnicities to play James Bond, or they want like
Idris Elba.
all female
he'd be good.
version of this male-dominated story. Like, okay, cool, but like what I would like to see instead is a completely original story. Like, for instance, I don't want to see a female James Bond. I want to see more Atomic Blonde. I want to see an original female character in her own right, not being like, hey, I can be
A man.
as good as this
Yeah.
male character in this role. No, I want to see a badass new original female character.
Yeah, you don't want to see you don't want to see four ladies be Ghostbusters. You want to see a movie where there is a team of four ladies doing something completely new and different.
You know what I want to see?
What's that?
I
Booby.
want to see a movie that's good. I don't give a shit if they're man or female, or male, female, whatever. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like people go, well, we need this. I don't care. I just want. I don't look at it like, well, that's a girl. I don't think that's. It's a fucking movie.
Well, you don't, but there is a good.
It is a vocal minority.
There's a vocal, but there's also it is good to have representation
Of course.
in film.
But you know what's better? Having good films and not shoehorning things in because
Well,
they need to be shoehorned in.
the whole shoehorn thing is not the topic I'm trying to talk about. So much so, it's just the idea of like I don't want to see, and like Idris Elba, like I would love to see him play his own original badass secret agent character.
But I think part of that is that this is like an honor passed from person to person. And now you're just going to get rid of it because that person's a little bit different. This is like a title to be held. Like, I was James Bond, or I was Batman. Now you're Batman. You know, it's that rite of passage that, like, that's like a sacred to the film industry. If you get to play this, then, someone succeeds you, and then so on and so on. And, like, you're saying, like, hey, they're different enough. Get rid of the whole thing. Like, I don't know.
I'm not saying get rid of the whole thing though. I would just like to see. My whole thing is like it's like, for instance, it kind of reminds me of this funny, silly little Sonic Boom moment. All right,
Okay.
where Amy is like, I'm gonna make this goal and show you guys all that women can be just as good. And then Knuckles goes like, I don't like when people say that because you trying to stand out of the norm makes you seem like, an outlier as opposed to someone who stands on equal ground.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then they all go like, they're all kind of astonished that he would say something like that. He's like, what? Just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist.
He says that in Sonic Boom.
He does, yeah, the cartoon. It's a great. I didn't quote it exactly.
Yeah.
Right, but the point was like, don't try to make yourself look like an outlier. Just stand on equal ground. Like I'd rather see people standing on equal ground.
So
as
rather
opposed to
than
going,
rather than it's like, oh look, it's an Ocean's movie with women. You'd rather just be like a badass heist film
with a bunch of women, yeah.
with a bunch of women.
But like once again,
I think it depends on the movie. Like again, like with James Bond, that's one guy, and so it's one person. So like keep it about that one person. For something like Oceans or Ghostbusters, it doesn't matter who they are. Like because it's not something that's been done for like decades now of like the same guy, different actor.
So the thing about the Ocean's movie, the 11, 12, and 13, right, is the idea that it was kind of a boys' club, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm guessing they're going to go the same thing here with Ocean's 8, and that it's a girls' club, right? I don't. If that's how things are, that's cool. But like, I would love to see Rusty appear in this film at some point.
Matt Damon's character will make an appearance.
But what about Brad Pitt's?
I don't know.
I hope, right? It's one of those things where like they played a part in this. Danny Ocean's clearly dead. I'm looking at the screenshot
or
right
he
here.
could be faking his death.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
you
so-
know Danny Ocean.
So Danny, in here,
Danny Ocean.
this film takes place in the future, right? Because the mausoleum is
probably
Wait, it's also
present day.
coming out in 2018.
That's true. Yeah, I guess she's looking at it as Danny Ocean, 1961 to 2018.
Yeah.
Right. So, so he must have recently died or something.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that plays a big role in
Yeah.
why she wants to do this. She's inspired. It's the thing that got away from Danny or whatever it may be. But I don't know. Like I just don't give a shit when it comes to Ghostbusters girls or versus, like the female reboot. Like I just want to see a good movie. I don't care who's starring in it. I really don't. I don't think I've ever looked at a movie and been like, man, guys could have done that so much better, or girls could have done that so much better. I don't think I've ever looked at a movie like that.
I think that like I don't think that's what John's saying. I think it's like
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like when you see a trailer for Atomic Blonde, and it's basically
Or that new one, Mary something.
yeah, or the one with Jennifer Lawrence coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Russian spy
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
But like when you
That's
see Charlize Theron kicking ass, it's all the same James Bond stuff, but like it looks new and exciting because of the gender swap. Like,
But I appreciate it because she's not just Jeanette Bond or something.
yeah,
I forget the character's name, but
Yeah.
she's this new badass character.
yeah,
She's in her own right creating this new character.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like, hey, I'm switching things up. It's I'm a new character. I am my own character.
yeah.
And I think that's more powerful than just like, oh, hey,
James Bond
I'm
25.
Danielle Ocean, which she's not. But I was confused by the original trailer because it follows the same kind of rhythm as Ocean's 11.
Of course.
She gets out of prison, and instead of, being a good citizen, she gathers a team together, and she has a revenge plot within her own plot of this heist.
It's more of the same. Star Wars sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying don't ever do this again, Hollywood. I would just say I would like to see more original female and, black, Asian original roles.
The problem is, and you already know this, but originals don't sell.
But they are.
On
Look at
occasion,
Bridesmaids.
they will.
Look at Baby
Bridesmaids
Driver.
wasn't just, a stop-for-stop remake of The Hangover.
Yeah.
It was an all-female, original female characters, story, everything.
No, I'm saying it
and that
can
did great.
work, but
And Atomic Blonde did really well.
Yeah.
But I think it's more secure for the people funding these movies to look at like, well, we have a franchise that does very well that we can just copy and
And
paste.
hopefully these
or an
gender
original that we can
swaps
take a
will help
chance.
the Hollywood bigwigs to, for some reason, have so much control over this, realize, oh, okay, these, people will watch a black lead or an Asian lead
Yeah.
or a female lead, and then hopefully it can evolve into, cool, let's give them their own original roles that they can call their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which,
I don't. There would not be an Atomic Blonde without Mad Max Fury Road. There's no way.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's totally cool. I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah, like, I don't know. For me personally, like, as a white man, it would be awesome to play James Bond, but I would kind of prefer, honestly, to play an original character.
Yeah.
006.
Question: as a white man,
Yeah.
if you were up for that role, and there was Asian girl who was given that role, and they gave her that role because she was an Asian girl, and because it was different, how would you feel about that?
If she did a better job than me, I don't know.
What if she didn't? What if
Yeah.
you were even? Everything was everything was the same, and
Why do I have the choice to make it then?
Yeah.
no, you don't have the choice.
Well, I thought-
Somebody made that choice, and you guys were level playing field, but they gave it to her because she was an Asian female, because it's different. We've had white men before.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
I would. I mean, it depends on where I am in life. Honestly, like it's a
No,
tricky.
this is James Bond.
Yeah.
This is a life-altering, legacy-changing role.
Yeah.
And it's between you and Asian girl, and they give it to Asian girl because she's an Asian girl. How would you feel about that?
This is obviously, one of those hypothetical situations that are
Yeah.
tough. But I honestly don't know. It would be frustrating because like
I would say if we're true neutral to each other, like we're both, you say equal, then yeah, I wouldn't give a shit. I was like, it's 50-50 either way. I guess I lost. Like, and now if John had performed better and they still gave it to her because she's an Asian girl, then I could see having problems with that. But if you're saying they're 50-50, then it's a flip of a coin.
But their logic is simply, it's different.
Sure.
It's an Asian girl. They're the same people. They performed great. They're both awesome. But we wanted to have a non-white guy.
Yeah, if they're both 50-50,
then
then
respect the studio's decision to move on. What else are you gonna do?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm gonna feel
yeah, it's gonna suck. that you
upset
didn't
because
get it.
I lost the role, but I'm gonna wish her the best.
It's not like an unfair choice was made in that. As you say, they're equal.
Yeah.
know.
Okay. I don't. Yeah. This.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he performed better and they still chose because it's different, then yeah, I would see there's a problem in like you're choosing how you look over versus like skill, like versus your performance, and that's a problem. But yeah, if they're both equal, then you have a 50-50 shot either way if it's John and another white man. So it shouldn't really matter in that case.
No, just strictly
Yeah.
hypothetical. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Interesting topic. But yeah, I think it's a good place to wrap up for sure. Guys, thanks so much for watching this week. Thanks to our sponsors, Stitch Fix and Felix Great. Don't forget, if you are a patron, guess what?
You get try harder.
You get it's good stuff. So
On Verve. God, I'm squeaking.
no, you get it on Patreon. So
And
guys,
Verve.
thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys next time. This is me trying to get somebody over here to hit the
Try to
stop
get
button.
one
Chase!
of our magical boys.
Turn it off.
Chase, you gotta.
Well, he is working, so
Yeah, he was editing for you, Craig.